personally been afflicted with this like prequelitis, where I'm kind of getting tired of like these prequels that, you know, it's like, no, Yoda didn't know Chewbacca. You know, that's kind of the quintessential moment where it's like, do we really have to like shoehorn all this stuff in? And I was really pleasantly surprised that this movie is like a standalone film. It's got a couple little nods, but it's not like forcing itself into the other one.
Yeah, maybe that's the trick, is that you still have to make a movie that works on its own merits. Otherwise, it's not a movie.
Right, right. So how much Charlie Day were you able to put into this character?
Unfortunately, probably all of it. Because, I don't know, we tried different voices, different things, but I think that they wanted me to be a little bit more me.
Yeah.
And that was fine, made my job easy.
Yeah, sure. So one of the things that I really enjoyed about this film was some of the nods to like classic college movies. I really loved Revenge of the Nerds as a kid, and there seemed like there was a lot of Revenge of the Nerds in this movie.
Definitely. What are the other classic college movies?
Well, I'm sure Animal House has been coming up a lot.
Animal House, right?
Yeah.
Old School, right? Okay.
Right. Yeah. Old School gets to be a classic at this point.
Sure.
10
Yeah.
years ago.
Absolutely.
Old School had Metallica in it. This has Mastodon, so it's like.
There you go. Yeah. It was. It really captured the heart of the good versions of college movies.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's plenty of bad ones.
Yeah, that's true.
So, when you first got approached about this movie, how did that go down, and what sort of stage was it in its development?
It went down sort of like this. Hello, want me to Pixar movie? Yep. Yeah, I mean, it takes 4 years to do these movies, and I think the actors come on in the last, 4 to 6 months or something like that. So it was very easy for me. I came in and said their lines and left, and they made the movie.
And do they show you things at various stages in development?
Yeah, I got to see the character right when I came into the first recording session, and which is great because there's nothing like seeing your character and starting to laugh to know that you're in good hands. Yeah, they'd done a good deal of it by the time I even showed up.
There haven't been a lot of Pixar sequels. What do you think about Monsters, Inc. was ripe to revisit these characters?
Well, all their movies are so good, and you fall in love with all their characters so much that you find yourself wanting to see more. I would love to see more of The Incredibles, and
totally.
All of them, really all of them are great. It's why I think Toy Story, you can keep going back and watching those characters. And it'd been so long since you'd seen Mike and Sulley that if you were like me, you wanted to see more. And if people work as hard as they work on these movies and do a good job, then it's great to go back and see the characters.
Yeah, I would say The Incredibles gets a lot of credit, or should get a lot of credit, for paving the way for all the giant superhero films now. It was kind of early.
That's a good theory.
Yeah, X-Men, Incredibles, Unbreakable. I think that trio of films. I want to ask you one last thing while I got you here. You're in 2 big, awesome summer movies, at least. Pacific Rim, which I've been going to Comic-Con for 10 years, and that was the loudest reaction I've ever heard in Hall H.
It was a visceral experience.
Yeah. What can you tell me about?
All I know is the stuff that I've seen is pretty massive, and it's very original, and it's just a lot of fun. And Guillermo's created an exciting world, and I think between this movie and Pacific Rim, it's going to be a good summer filled with monsters. And I like monsters.
Yes, indeed. Who doesn't?